Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Broken Theory. Today's guest is Premium Pete. We had lost the first half of the episode, but here's the second half. I hope you enjoy it. What would you say is a slept-on collab or a pair of shoes, just that you've seen nobody really gives it its flowers?
You mean now or back then?
Anytime. It could be now or from the 80s.
I'm glad they're coming back out, but the Toro 4, to me, is one of the best non-OG colorways of a 4.
Word.
Like just to, again, even if anybody wants to take a look at it again as I'm talking about it, the colorways, the way they did it, the red with the white with the black, just in the panels, I feel like to me that's a great non-OG colorway of a Jordan 4. One of the great collabs. Now, I mean, the story isn't fully there. I love all the SB days, man. I love the storytelling. I think we need to come back more than ever. Yeah. You know, the fact that you think you could just drop a sneaker and people are gonna buy it doesn't rock anymore. Back to what I was saying about podcasting. You think you're just gonna drop an episode, like, you know, on this artist. You know, they've been on Drink Champs, they've been on Premium Pete, they've been on Combat Jack years ago. What I'm saying is, oh, you did karaoke with him. Oh, you talked about his, like, something different. So what I'm saying is telling stories like they did in the SB days. And for people listening who may not know, they told the story the full way, meaning the inspiration, whether it be a lace, like the Milli Vanillis, the laces had dreadlocks. You know, whether you know Milli Vanilli or not, that's dope. You know what I mean? No. Like even Pee Wee Herman. Inside, they had, you know, him in the movie theater, or the gray was the suit, or the way the bow tie was the tag on the, you know.
They went crazy. They went crazy, man.
I could just say that anybody who's telling a story, like even with this, even Jordan, they just did this collab with Awake. I was actually more impressed that they let them change the panel on the side of the 5 to an A.
That's crazy.
See, I look at little things like that. Like, wow, you let them change that panel.
Yeah.
You know, but that's unique. And I think, like, telling a story needs to keep on going more and more. And I think we're going to live in a world now where you just don't buy a sneaker. It comes with an experience of something as well.
You have to.
You know?
Because there's so many sneakers available, you know what I mean, to where it's like, what makes this special? If it done retroed like 40 times already, you know what I mean? People start getting tired of it. They don't really value it the same way that they used to, you know? At least that's what I'm seeing in sneaker culture now.
I agree with you.
They don't, me personally, you know what I mean? Like, I really like the shoes that Jordan actually played in. I wasn't really a fan of the stuff that he wasn't really playing in. Those have all my respect, you know what I mean? And it's actually the opposite for this generation that's younger than me, you know what I'm saying? Like, they like the crazy colorways, they like the crazy collabs, they don't really value anything, you know what I mean, that he played in. They could care less, you know?
Sure, I agree, and why would they?
Yeah,
you know,
they didn't even see him play.
Whatever draws them in, whether it be Kobe or SGA, but I guarantee you, anybody loves a dope storytelling ability. Absolutely. Like, yo, this was influenced by SGA's first car he ever had. So the colorway is the suede he had in the seats, and some people fuck with that. Some people may not care. You know, but I do believe that, like, even like you in athletics, and they may not be a humongous brand, but I first of all, I mess with them. I've done a bunch of things. Me and Bun put a sneaker out with them for a sushi. It was called "You Got to Eat This," our food brand. But more importantly, I just want to say this: I did Mike's Hot Honey. You familiar with Mike's Hot Honey?
Definitely.
Okay. Where he's on pizza, chicken. He's synonymous with everything. You can find him in every grocery store. But when would you see a sneaker really do that? So you in athletics and Mike's did that. But then we put a bottle of honey in each sneaker box.
Wow.
I'm just saying, being unique, you know, like where it's like the food world gets introduced to the sneaker and the sneaker world gets introduced to this food brand.
Yeah.
Why? Hip hop is, I told you before, the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we eat. Why wouldn't I want to know, as a person who gets fresh, like, about this brand? Like, and I think we're at that point in time now more than ever.
Yeah.
Years ago, growing up, your father would be like, yo, the ice cream store doesn't deserve to sell t-shirts. You know what I mean? They're selling ice cream. Yeah. But now, like, we're at a level where we can make a sneaker because of the colorway of an ice cream,
Mm-hmm.
and then then make an ice cream that resembles a sneaker
Yeah.
as a promotion. So,
I feel it. I feel it.
yeah.
What was your home like growing up, and what values and struggles shaped the way that you move today?
Man, first of all, just having, and what I mean by that is my father, I didn't grow up in money. My father worked 3 jobs. I didn't see him. If it wasn't for later on in life, I would have never ever been able to form a relationship with him, and I'm grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't, kid. I remember in the song Mac Miller has, 2009. He says, "I was just looking for what was looking for me," and that's how I felt actually. That I was the type of kid that was just looking for. I didn't know. Like I wanted to. I remember being a young kid. I wanted to have a home, and a car, and a driveway, and good credit, and a family, and I didn't know how to get it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to. My parents, they were like, "Hey, you get a credit card, you get in debt. You're not getting nothing."
Yep.
And I never really built my credit when I was young. Yeah, and I didn't learn a lot, and I found myself making choices that led me in trouble. But my parents always showed up. And I guess what values I learned is, that life don't have to be perfect to be great. And you could come back from anything.
Yep.
Like I'm sitting here, whether your audience doesn't know me at all, I've done amazing things in my life. At one point in time, I was in jail. I was in a box. I was at a dark time. I didn't know what life was going to be. And to be able to come home and change my life around and inspire people worldwide, just to be a better parent, to be a better separated dad, to love sneakers, to podcast, and to help someone make money. Like, I'm not a selfish dude. I've had artists come on my show. I'll be like, yo, you went on what's his name show? Most people don't ever do that.
Yeah.
So those values of being loyal, of being real, and I think my parents, even when they didn't understand, they showed up. And that helped me tremendously, man. And I try to be that for my kids, and I try to be that for anybody I come across, to know that if you never stop believing in yourself, I don't give a fuck what you've been through, that you could make your dreams come true and just continue to believe in yourself, even on those tough days,
Absolutely. When you were at your lowest, what would you say was like the mindset shift that did it for you? Like kind of just helped you stay positive and just kind of like turn everything around?
Having something to believe in, having something to look forward to. I think, keep in mind, I've been in group homes. I've been, in tough times, where, I didn't know what the future was. At that time, when you're hanging out, like, all you're looking forward to is Friday night. Like, if you're locked up or you're in a group home, you're like, yo, it's Friday night. Like, you know what I mean? And when Friday night becomes different because you played around too much, it's weird. And I want to say this, people don't talk about this as much, but if I tell you to sacrifice 5 minutes, if I tell you to sit here right now and not say one word for 5 minutes, you may be like, yo, Pete, what are you talking about? But if I tell you yourself 5 years from now will thank me, would you do it? And we need to continue to prepare for our future self, right? And meaning like set our future self up. Look, there's no booklet or manual in parenting, in grief, in fucking up. When I grew up, I was in my neighborhood, I fucked up, I went away. I remember like a lot of people in my family, they were making, I felt like this is the way they felt I was forever. Like, you fucked up. Like, you fucked up. Like, I blew money before that I never had. What am I supposed to do? Just go crawl in a hole and die? No, go make that money back.
Yep.
Go, and I guess what I'm saying is having something like my daughter, having something bigger than me gave me fire in my eyes to be like, yo, you deserve better. Even like, I don't know where you grew up or anybody listening, but I'm like a Brooklyn kid that, like, I admired the guys that lived on the block. They never been off the block.
Yeah.
So open your mind to want more, see more. Even like sometimes as like inner city kids, I may be like years ago, I used to be like, nah, I don't dance. And somebody be like, well, why? And I'm like, I don't. What do you think? I'm some like, like I don't like, I grew up like a very strong kid.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mean shit. Everybody, you could dance.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is when you start questioning yourself into like where your values are and who inspires you. Yo, honestly, surround yourself around people that inspire you. Surround yourself around, like, you don't need, like, even you may say, I'm trying to figure it out. Yo, hire the people to figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you may not edit, hire an editor. Graphic designer, get a graphic designer. Work with a team that you could all help each other. So when you have episodes or you have work for them, and I think it's like, again, a little off of your question, but finding passion in what you love has helped me really persevere, from the issues that I had in my life.
Nah, I feel it.
Like addictive personalities. Like a lot of people, we all have addictive personalities. I think when you're able to challenge your addictive personalities, you could then use it in a more positive base.
Oh yeah.
So.
Definitely. Yeah, I learned to buy my time back, man. A little bit about my story is, I was homeless in 2017, living in a storage unit, and I basically turned the storage unit I was living into a studio, and taught myself how to make beats, taught myself how to edit videos, taught myself how to videography, engineer, all of that stuff. But now I'm saying that because, like, I learned how important it is to buy your time back as well. Like the fact that, like, I can do everything myself, I would love to, but some of the times, like, in order to run efficiently and do everything, especially when you're like the only one doing it, if you don't move, the business don't move, you have to kind of like set some of this stuff to the side, and that's a gem right there in itself, man. So
absolutely. Well, first of all, congrats and blessings for you to overcome that. Second of all, never ever let yourself get down to a road where you don't believe what you were able to do. Okay, don't compare yourself. Stop comparing. Start creating. And I will say this: if you're able to do that, that's something to be proud about. Most people can never even get themselves out of that and continue to build on that. And sometimes I think, like, we look for certain things in life, but I promise you, if you keep the water running, sometimes other doors open.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you never know what that is. Before, when we started the episode, we spoke about currency and friendships and people.
Yep.
You surround yourself with the right people that want to see you win. The opportunities are endless. And I would just say also, being a good dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, being a good dude. Like, you don't know this, but I'm a separated dad for 23 years. My daughter's 25. When she was 2, we got divorced. I could probably say maybe over 2,000, 3,000 people since Instagram has been that message me about being a father, going through some tough times, and I tell them, give me your number. And I will call them. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And they're like, oh shit, premium people. I'm like, yeah, don't worry. I'm nobody. Don't worry about that. What's going on with you? And what I'm trying to say is planting those seeds. It always comes back. And if it don't come back, let's go back to, don't spaz out. Somebody fucks you, an audio guy doesn't do, what are you gonna do? You're gonna blast him, put it on this, that. Don't use him no more.
Yep.
Your journey is bigger than that. And I think that, once you realize, like, I saw, like, my daughter, like, I wanted to be better for her. And I used her. If you can't use yourself, use somebody else's inspiration to be better, not bitter. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure.
And I want to say this, as I wind this down and end it with you, and you take it. Don't wait until you're perfect to be great. Things don't need to be perfect to be great, because nobody will ever hear from you. I know so many people that are so talented that I never seen them do anything because they want to wait until they're perfect. Do it. Put one foot in the other and do it again. Put one foot in front of the other. And if it don't work, who cares? I've always done 10 things in my life because only 5 worked. But anyway, let me, so I say it like that. Never stop believing in you. And I'll say, as Combat used to say, dream those dreams. You know what I mean? Like, continue to dream those dreams, even when it gets tough, even when you hit a brick wall. So.
Yeah, nah, There's definitely those moments when you're trying to do it all yourself. This last question I'm going to ask
Yep.
you, and we'll end off here. How do you
Yep.
protect your peace in a world that always expects you to show up as Premium Pete?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's another great question. I think that you are in control of that. And I think finding ways to recharge your batteries, as passionate, I could feel you, pause. I could feel your passion. So what I'm saying is you're a passionate person. When you connect with passionate people, people don't know. There's no booklet, there's no manual.
Yeah.
Recharging your battery is important. And whatever that is. If you got money, it's vacation. If you got it's a walk. But I promise you, when you recharge your battery, try it sometime. Take a walk, take a silence or whatever. You come back even more better than ever.
Oh yeah.
Like say you're working on some projects. You go on a little trip with your lady and your son. I'm making this up. You're having fun, but that one day you put aside 5 hours for you to get in the sauna and think about the new show you're doing. When you come back, yo, you like loaded. You like yo. Like you sit there and then you're like, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I want to say this industry, no matter what you're doing, it's not good. It doesn't let you know how crazy things are until it puts you in the hospital.
Yeah.
You know, people always try to do a million things and this and that and that and that and that. But what I'm saying is like, you know, just be true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And continue to focus on being the best version of you and recharge that brain so you could be, you know, so you could add, you know, your flavor at a high level every time.
Word.
Because if you don't, then you'll be burnt out and it's not a way to be. And I'm here to tell you, you will get used. You will get taken advantage of. Make sure that shit don't happen again.
Yep.
Right?
Sure.
Make sure you learn how to navigate better. And I think that's part of life. Like, don't be afraid to make a mistake. Take a blessing. Like, I look at it this way. Any mistake I made was a lesson. And I turned it into a blessing. That's how,
Amen.
you know. So, you know, and I'm not perfect. But every day you try to, you know, be a better version of yourself. That's how I look at it. Whether it be in sneakers, podcasting, entrepreneurship, or whatever. So.
Nah, I appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate you, you know what I mean, making some time to speak with us for sure. And,
of course.
We'll see you next time, my brother. God
of course.
Bless.
Thanks for having me on. Like I said, blessings to you. And keep on pushing. Anybody who's been at a time like yourself where uncertainty was there and then you're still moving and grooving. You got to be proud of yourself. And I won't say get lazy, but forgive yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I appreciate it.